Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live talk with IndoGerman Films. And please give a warm welcome to our guest today. It's Leena Jaisani, live from Mumbai. Hello, Leena.
Hi, Stefan. It's always a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Same. And please give a warm welcome also to Raman Dijaswal. He is live from Frankfurt. Hello, Raman.
Hi, Stefan. Thank you for making me part of this interview. And hi, Leena ji. Welcome to the interview with us.
Hi, thank you so much, Raman. It's
Yeah.
a pleasure to know you. I haven't met you earlier, so yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you, ma'am.
And to give a short introduction, Raman is operating Radio APNA Frankfurt. First, Leena, how is your life? As I know, you're preparing next week's Cannes. There will be a virtual Cannes representation of the Indian film industry. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so life is very, very hectic somehow. I mean, we thought maybe there'll be a bit of a break because you're all working from home and there will be a little bit of a relief in terms of the travel time and other things. But it's been very hectic and life has been extremely busy. And Cannes, of course, is always a pleasure to handle because our government is very, very keen that the Indian films get promoted on the world stage, and Cannes being the world's biggest market, it was important that India be present there, even if it's virtually. So we are doing a lot of activities on our India Pavilion, and we would in fact request people to come and join us in the celebration of the Indian movies at Cannes. We will be in fact organizing sessions on Indian movies and the way we in fact have partnerships all over the world. The co-production partners like Germany and others, in fact, who are there, and we will be doing a lot of conversations relating to these areas. So one of the things that we will be doing is how do you shoot in the country? What are the permissions that the government have eased while for shooting in our country? What are the co-production opportunities in our country? And also sessions with people like Stefan, who have actually made it their mission to spread the word of the film industry of India abroad. And we are extremely grateful because whatever you see of the industry today is also because of the roles that people have played in the entire ecosystem. And Stefan and many others all over the world are doing an excellent job of it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Leena G, for all that nice words you said about me and my work. So, but how can we imagine, how will it be? So, the last years, it was always very nice to meet you personally, all of you coming from India. We came from Berlin. We all met in Cannes. All other people came from Paris, from all over the world. We all came together in this international village, but that international village will be not there, will be virtual. So how does it work? So how can we approach a panel, or how do we log in? How does it work?
Yeah, so in fact, we have a web page, a microsite which Cannes has given us. And there is a link which will be sent to all the participants, in fact, on Saturday, which is tomorrow. So people can just link there and they go straight onto our page. And there will be schedules of the various activities that are there. The B2B meetings that we require our Indians to actually get on with, a lot of meetings with international co-partners. So all that can be done because of the facilitation that we will be providing on that web page.
Okay, I understand. Will there be also...
But it's not going to be the same because it's always a pleasure to meet and be with people for 10 days. It's always, it's something that everyone looks forward to all over the world, I'm sure. And especially we are there for almost since 2014, we've been handling India's participation at the pavilion. So in fact, it's been a very sad year in that sense that we are not able to go and meet our friends there. So, yeah.
Just to add, I mean, one thing that we will miss will also be these colorful pictures of Indian dresses that we present on the red carpet there. I think this is another, exactly. Yeah. I think this is something which also people look forward to. Yeah. That how India will be represented by the prestigious people who are going to Cannes. So this is also one thing which will be missing for the people. For sure.
That's something that is so typical of the Indian movies. the color, the different cultures, etc. Yeah. So, but we will have 5 films which are being shown by the Film Bazaar, and we will also have a Satyajit Ray, in fact, celebration on the web page. So we will be able to see 3 movies. In fact, we are planning to screen 3 movies of Satyajit Ray, the best of them, and some documentaries that he had made. So some real gems that will be shown through our web page. So in fact, I would encourage people to go to the web page and really log on and register themselves.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Stefan?
Yeah, I just was thinking, how can we compensate that? Maybe, you know, we have to celebrate the after COVID-19 with a big party and with a big bang.
Yes.
You know, the best party I remember of all times, from all different nations, was the Indian party. It was the beach party. I think it was 2011 or 2012.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
so. And you know, the great thing
with elephants and chariots and all that. I remember.
Yeah,
India had actually.
Yeah, it was not just the fun feeling. What was special about it was that, to my surprise, you know, when we Germans do a party, you know, then it takes a time till the dance floor is crowded. You know? But at that Indian party, the first song came, and immediately everybody rushed to go to on the dance floor. Yeah? Yeah. And it was old people, young people, everybody, you know, and that was really something fascinating. I have never lived before. That was something special, and yeah.
Actually, celebration is in our blood. You know, we just need a chance to just go onto the floor and actually dance and, you know, have merry. So yeah.
You know, there is some music playing outside, Stefan, and the same music starts playing inside, and that automatically gives you that so energy to make it happen. You know, that's how Indians are.
Yeah. No, that is something which is also very loved by Germans, because they, you know, because they don't know that from themselves, from our culture, and but we love it. You know, we love to celebrate that.
You can't call yourself a German anymore. You are half Indian any which way.
The thing is, you know, I'm only outside German. I'm an Indian and a
Indian at heart. Yeah.
My soul is Indian. Okay, Raman, let's come to 100% Indian.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's start with FICCI frames here now.
Yeah. Okay.
So an international convention of the Indian film industry. I mean, 3 days of power-packed activities, over 200 national and international speakers, 2,800 plus delegates, and multiple sessions and workshops with 25 plus participating countries. I mean, a big event that normally takes place in March every year. So since 2001 to 2019, the event has been taking place annually, and I would say very successfully at the same time. Now, this year, FICCI Frames is going to be FICCI E-Frames. So what does it mean for the event? What can people expect from E-Frames?
So actually, because of COVID, unfortunately, we were almost going to organize our event. We were just maybe a week before our event, where everything was done, you know, or everything was just set for the event to happen. Everyone had confirmed their presence. Every smallest detail was worked out. That's when, because of COVID, we just took a call that it's good to really get people out of their homes and, you know, get into a gathering when there's so much happening. And at that time, we were at just 100, 200 cases in India. But I think on hindsight, it was a good decision that we actually decided to postpone the event despite all the losses that one had to go through. But the management took the call that we should not do the event. And that's the reason we, in fact, postponed the event. But not doing frames is something which is harakiri in India. You know, people look forward to attending the conference. They, in fact, mark it in their diaries every year that they have to be there, you know, and even international participants, in fact, they always make it a point to block their calendar in March. They have to be in India for frames. So that's the reason we thought, you know, despite all the gloom that was all around because of COVID and because of the cases that are rising. Let's do something. Let us start a conversation again with the industry and get them all together, to talk about the future post-COVID. So that's the reason, in fact, we are doing this conference. It's definitely not going to be as big as it used to be, in that sense that we'll not have around 50, 60 sessions that we used to do, parallel sessions, very, very good evenings. In fact, we used to have performances. We used to have a partner country, in fact, coming and showcasing them. So Italy was the partner country. They had around 100 plus people who had registered to come to India during that time. And Italy again had issues of COVID. So in fact, that's the reason we thought, let's do a conversation and let's start this positivity drive within our industry, because industry is going through a tough time. It's in turmoil at the moment because FMCG and other sectors have not done well, and advertisement money is what makes our industry what it is. It's more driven by the advertisement money that comes into the industry. And hence, we thought, let's start good conversations. Let's get people from international and national stages come and talk to each other. And because it's a virtual conference, we are hoping that there'll be more participation in the conference, because people are just logging in from their respective locations, whether they are in Germany or they are in Spain. They can log on to FICCI Frames at that time and actually be a part of it. And that's the reason we are doing this.
No, I think it's
okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
I think it shows the spirit there, as the great Raj Kapoor Sahab said once: the show must go on.
Go on, yeah.
And so that's the spirit that shows here. Thank you very much for that answer, ma'am. Stefan, please.
Yeah, my question is, will there be a fee involved? So if I want to register from Germany as a producer, how will it be?
Yeah, there will be a certain fee, but the fee will be much lesser than what it used to be, because we want as many people to come and be a part of it. And majorly, fee is just a small component of how we do the event, sponsorship-led event. And the industry, fortunately, is rallying around the event to bring back the money, and so they're helping us put it all together. So there will be a fee, so that people take it seriously. We don't want it to be a freebie for people, but yeah, they can pay a certain small amount and be a part of it. So it's not going to be a major fee. It's just going to be around 1,000 per day sort of fee. So it used to be 15,000 rupees for the 3 days, but it's going to be not even one fourth of the amount.
And what will be the highlights? Can you give us some insight in the program?
The highlight, as I was saying earlier, will be post-COVID. How does the industry really get back to its feet? What are the changes that the industry may see in the long term? Because COVID has really changed everyone, in some way or the other, especially in India, because we've never, frankly, been holed up in a house. For us, this is the 3rd or 4th month that we are in the house, So for us, life has really changed, and so has the industry changed, because digital has become a very big wave in our country now. Everyone seems to be on an OTT platform. We're seeing a lot of more television than we used to, because of being at home. So yeah, digital has become a full wave here. Gaming industry has done extremely well, because people are playing games because they can't go outside or go to a theater, for instance. So yeah, life has changed, and in fact, we are looking at the scenario where some of the things will remain. It will not be as we left it pre-COVID. So it's going to be pre-COVID era and a post-COVID era, according to me.
Yeah.
Rama?
Yeah. I think my next question fits very well with this topic now. It's about the digital media and digitalization. And I mean, these are the key words in the field of entertainment today. So some key changes that have come up in the last years are kind of OTT platforms and digital marketing, and all these changes have come. So I mean, how disruptive do you feel that the topic of digitalization is going to be in the field of entertainment going ahead from here today?
It is very disruptive, because we've seen some of the movies, in fact, which were supposed to have a theatrical release, like Gulabo Sitabo is one of the movies, which has gone straight to an OTT platform, which was never done earlier. So it was a big move for that producer, and there have been a lot of protest for it also, because theaters naturally don't like the fact that people are going to use OTT platforms to release big budget or big artist film in India. So that's the change that we've already seen. In terms of the OTT content being consumed, it's like gone up maybe 40, 50, 60% is what is the estimate in the entire thing.
So, I mean, going ahead, there is a potential that the movies will go more towards OTT platform because of the whole digitalization.
So already we see a huge move. We have around 40 plus OTT platforms in our country now. Yeah. People are, because India is driven by mobile phones a lot. So even a Netflix, which never had, in fact, a product for a telephone or a smartphone device, they have launched something in India because they knew that people are always on the move and they have to be seeing their content on a mobile. So they've come up with a new plan in India. So yeah, in fact, people are consuming much more on the OTT platforms now. In fact, even the print industry, in fact, is wondering whether people will actually go back to newspapers, physical ones, because we are now getting used to digital newspapers, which is not so common in our country earlier.
Yeah. I think we are also a digital platform, so to say. We are a digital radio that we are broadcasting here. So we definitely see the move towards digitalization here. With that, I give back to Stefan. Stefan.
Yeah, but that is really, I think India is the only country in the world where you have rising newspaper, the print business is still very, very strong or getting stronger. And I think that is really the only country in the world. So maybe, I don't know what this is good for, but maybe you're ahead, you're ahead of the world. What in that meaning? Yeah, maybe Raman, you can go on, because my question is to more something in another field. So if you want to go
on. Sure, definitely. I mean, when I was reading about frames,
yeah,
the biggest thing that attracted me there was frame your ideas. I mean, a great way of promoting new talent and new ideas through FICCI. So would you like to share more information about how FICCI is supporting upcoming talent across the globe with this?
Yeah. So Frame Your Idea was, in fact, the need when we actually thought as a committee on exactly what the country needs. We needed good story writers to be found out and to be promoted in our country, because story and the content was the king, which is the king everywhere. But somehow we never used to have the kind of story writers that the world global industry would look for. So what we thought was that why don't we democratize the way scripts are seen in our country, because most of them, the script writers would have to actually go through the process of going to a scriptwriter association and then go to a in fact producer if they knew, and they would have to find links to that producer, etc., etc. So it was a very tedious process. So what we thought is that let's get 70 to 80 producers to sit there for 3 days and tell the new talent that here is a batch of people wanting to listen to you and your ideas. Why don't you come and pitch to them directly? So in fact, we do more than 7,000-8,000 meetings during this time. And a lot of films have actually come out of this platform. So in fact, there have been quite a few movies which have been picked up. The ideas have been picked up from Frame Your Idea. And what we also do is to do pre-sessions of how do you pitch it correctly? How do you pitch your movies correctly?
Mm-hmm.
How do you pitch your idea to a particular thing? So all that learning and the skilling process is also happening on the sidelines of it.
Yeah. No, I also see, I think there is another side to it, which is the Best Animated Frame Awards or BAF Awards that we have. And I mean, amazing to see that students are being promoted there with their animation work, with the work in the field of gaming, and also with VFX effects. I mean, that's another dimension, I would say. I haven't seen on national level such a big promotion of talent there. Would you like to say something about BAF Awards here now?
Yeah, actually, in fact, FICCI is the only body, and BAF is the only award in our country on animation, gaming, and visual effects. we recognized very early, in fact, 1999, 2000, that animation and gaming could actually be a key driver in our media and entertainment sector, and hence let's promote this particular industry, even though very nascent at that time. But let's promote it, handhold the industry to become what it has the capability of becoming. So that's the reason we, in fact, have put a lot of effort in terms of lobbying, in terms of awarding talent, in terms of actually making sure that you have a lot of learning sessions from wherein we invite international speakers to come and do workshops and do master classes, and then showcasing of how a particular film was shot and how animation was actually brought about. So we've actually done a lot of work on animation gaming industry, and BAF award is a recognition of the talent of our country. And also we also have international categories in that, so that people can compete with some of the international entries that come through. So yeah, it's one of the only platforms in our country which does
Yes.
that.
Yes, madam. And when you read about it and you see this is happening, I think it's really a great platform for promoting talent. I mean, movie industry is all about creativity and talent, and they need such platforms. So thanks to FICCI for offering such a great talent platform for the people, and that this talent can come out in front of the people. No, thank you
Yeah,
for that.
thank you very much, in fact.
Yeah, Stefan.
Yeah, coming from the talent to technology, I have one more question regarding what might be new after COVID-19, because, for example, we in Germany, all over the world, we all experience how important meetings, online meetings on video conferences can become, that it's not necessary for every meeting that we have to travel from one place to the other, but we can have an online meeting. So you have one panel which is called Innovation in Distribution, like reaching out. And that is my question. So is there any new idea or invention in how to bring formats and programs to the people?
Yeah, in fact, we've seen in this 2-3 months that a lot of our people, especially the event management industry, which has really, I mean, got impacted, because not a single event, not a single marriage, nothing was happening. So they have really been struggling. So instead of struggling, they actually came up with this new idea of doing things at home or in a particular location, and then putting it on technology platforms. So, in fact, there have been huge initiatives that have been done online uh, by when people from all over the country, in fact, a lot of singers, 100 plus singers, have come together for a particular cause. They've sung from their particular homes, and it has, they've created music together. They've done dance performances together. They've done talent shows, from different locations. So they've come up with this new thing, which was very amazing and encouraging to see that people still, despite all the troubles that they are going through, are finding ingenious ways of actually, through platforms, through technology, reaching the right audiences. So that's the reason we thought we must applaud the things that they've done and bring this session together on how technology is being used by the event management industry and also distribution industry.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic and very interesting. There's another panel which is called Ensuring a Fair Marketplace for the Creative Economy and Digital First Marketplace. I assume it's the question is, yeah, how because digital is always involved with a lot of money, so you need a lot of money for the development, for raising the brand, and so on and so forth. So it's all about the more global players like Netflix, Amazons, and so on. And so what will be this panel about, and what are the insights you can give on that? What can be a fair marketplace also for smaller business or for smaller players?
I personally feel that digitization of content actually has been democratized by all the platforms that have come through. So if you see the way films are working, around 1,800 films is what we make, and not too many of them see the theatrical releases, because theaters are not that many in our country. We have around 10,000 plus theaters only for a population of this size So most of the films, in fact, land up in boxes, and they do not see the light of the day. So OTT platforms have actually given a great releasing place for smaller films, for filmmakers to actually get into different storylines, different way of handling films. So there's been so much experimentation that has happened on the OTT platforms with smaller scripts, smaller web series, etc. So I see a long way for smaller players to actually come up and do things on the OTT platforms, because we have 45 plus OTT platforms, and there are some of them are regional, so catering to regional people. So if you go to Bengal, you have so many of them there. So Bengali filmmakers, small independent filmmakers are now pitching to these OTT platforms to make stuff. So yeah, it's been a democratic process in the entire thing, and it's really helped the industry in a big way. The content industry is booming at the moment because there's
Yeah.
so much content that is being made for OTT.
No, I think it's a win-win situation for also for the makers. There are a lot of options now, and even for the people who want to see that content, there are so many options that are available, and everybody gets what their taste is. So I think this digitalization or this booming has really helped everyone here. No, thank you. Yes, Stefan.
Yeah, it's the same in Germany. You know, even your story, Raman, you know, your radio story, I think is a great story that you can use digital to operate your radio, because in former times to operate a radio station means a lot of money, a lot of effort. You know, not only needed the license, but all the technology behind it was very, very expensive. And now it's it's not so easy to bring a good content, but it's much more easier to do the technological side.
Yes. I mean, with digital radio, there is another advantage. You can be heard across the country. You can be heard even beyond the country boundary lines. I mean, previously there were always limitations with FM that you have a certain kilometer range.
Frequency. Yeah.
Exactly. So with that, I mean, yes, it's definitely helping, I think, across in all fields, so to say. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have only one last question regarding the frame conferences. Even not really a question, it's more mentioning that we will also have a panel about taking Indian content global. So that will be an aspect. I have the honor to represent at FICCI, and hopefully we will get also some fruitful insights about what makes Indian content travel, or let's say what in general makes content travel, because I think there's also a big, huge potential in Indian creative business to bring it to the global landscape. But what are the ingredients and what are the measurements, the things you have to look for to make it happen, that something travels globally?
Yeah, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Yeah, that session, in fact, is very, very important for us, because Indian content actually travels a lot to many countries, around 90 to 100 countries. Already it sees a theatrical release. And through the OTT content, I'm told by Netflix that around 190 countries is where our content is watched now, because it's on that platform. So yeah, it's been traveling. The only thing is for us to be ready to be able to tell the world stories and really have a lot of partnerships with our other counterparts from across the world to make stories together, to actually become global in nature in terms of our storytelling, and also yet keeping our Indianness intact and keeping our culture alive. So one is looking forward to that session at Frames. And it's a very important conference for India, and it's an important conference for any person from across the world who wants to understand the Indian market. This is the place for it, because it really gives you a crash course on what the Indian industry is all about. The key players, movers and shakers in that industry, they all come together. So if you want to actually meet some people at one go, this is the place. 3 days is what you need to spend in India for the conference. And through the e-frames, we're actually bringing them to your doorsteps. and to your living rooms and drawing rooms and your places on iPad and laptops. So yeah.
Yeah. I think also from an international perspective, I mean, Bollywood has traveled across a lot, but still, I mean, there is a lot to be done to make it a house-to-house acceptance thing.
Yeah.
And anybody who is interested in knowing Bollywood, anybody who wants to bring Bollywood more internationally, or who wants to know the who's and who's of this industry, I think this event is the place to be. And especially when it is e-frames now, you can do that from the ease of your own home, your location. So yeah,
you
it's
don't have to travel.
Yeah, yeah. Stefan.
Yeah, so I can only wish all the best for the preparation of frames and for the operation of frames. And I don't know, is there something else we have forgotten to tell the audience about next week's Cannes? Is there something we should add for that? Because it's just
yeah. In fact, if you want to know what the government of India offers in our country, the incentives that different state governments offer, the kind of activities that this government has done in terms of single window clearances, in terms of incentives, etc., then you must watch the sessions that we are doing with the government officials. And it's a good combination of government officials and international and national players. So this is the place where you actually get to know what the government is up to and what are the major focus areas for the government. You will have the minister inaugurating it, and you will also have the additional secretary, joint secretary, who are we have a very, very good batch of officers in the ministry who are working day in and day out to make this industry comfortable and to make the policies which are very good for the industry.
Yeah, so have you something to add, Raman?
No, I mean, what I can only say is that when government and authorities are making so many efforts, it's also responsibility of people on the other side to contribute to that, to be part of it, to share the ideas, and to really promote all these activities. So, I mean, from our side, I will again request everybody who is listening, who is watching this video with us, that go to these events, be part of these events, and get the information, get that feel that how much of hard work has gone behind it, and be proud of what India is presenting on international level. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Raman.
Yeah, Raman, thank you so much. That was really very good last words. Thank you so much, Leena, for your time.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you so much.
And hope to see you soon. Hope to see you next week in virtual Cannes. And
yes.
then
bring Raman along also.
And we
sure, ma'am.
We should add the dates for e-frames. So e-frames will take place from 7th of July to 11th of July, correct?
July, yes, that's right.
And the program
and the Cannes film.
Okay,
so Cannes will be from the 22nd to the 26th of June. So both these days are very important.
Yeah.
Okay, and the frames will be available. Can you say where it will be available?
Yeah, you can visit our website, which is FICCI-frames.com, or write into leena.jaisani@ficci.com.
Okay, great. Yeah.
We respond very fast, so yeah.
Okay, hopefully you get tons of letters, emails, and everything.
Yes.
And
yeah, I'm hoping.
And thank you so much for taking your time and being such a nice guest and giving us so much information about the upcoming events.
Thank you very much, Stefan. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to be here. And I'm so happy and thankful to you that you took out time and actually requested me to be here. And I loved every bit of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Leena ma'am, for taking all the time from Radio APNA Frankfurt side. Yeah,
Thank you,
we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for whatever you're doing in Germany.
Yeah.
Thank
you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.